President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
Well, we have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Thank you. Now we will read the American Legion Baseball Code of Sportsmanship. Players, please repeat after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Thank you.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
While I was overseas.
All right, welcome right here to East Lyme High School as we settle in for American Legion baseball in a pivotal losers round matchup between two teams that competed on Saturday in a barn burner. It's Niantic, a top seed here in Pod B, taking on Winsted, the number 4 seed. And Winsted, with a dramatic come-from-behind win over Niantic on Saturday. And they lost on Sunday to Winsted, and obviously big win for Niantic. So they're back here trying to seal the deal today. Winner of this game will play again tomorrow, and they'd have to win 2. Taking a look at the lineup of games throughout the state. Berlin and Moosup, they're playing as we speak. Waterbury and Wilton. You got Windsor and Avon, Trumbull and Hamden, Middletown at North Haven. It's Naugatuck entertaining Brantford. Steve Riley at that one calling it 4s. RCP and Tolland out at Cromwell High School, and this one Winsted and Niantic. So it's nice to be with you all. Not many number 1 seeds in all the pods remaining as we we're just about set to get going, and we'll run down the batting orders and the like for you. Nice to be with you. Right here on SportingNewsCT.com as we bring you yet another year of American Legion Baseball. I want to thank all the state committee members for allowing us to be part of such a terrific event once again. So Liam Naluski is out in the mound for Niantic. He's a right-hander. Vinny Tancredi is the leadoff hitter. And the first pitch is over there for the strike call. So Tancredi to lead it off. Then you have Noah McDonald, the right fielder. Tancredi pitching today. And then Jason Riola, the first baseman, hitting third. Naluski working quickly, and that pitch a little high. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the weathermen were wrong today. It's supposed to have a lot of rain and the like. It's really pleasant right now. There's a curveball down in the dirt out in front of home plate. Rounding out the rest of that batting order, the cleanup guy for Winsted is going to be Joel Grantmeyer, the catcher. Kevin Sullivan, the left fielder, he'll bat 5th. Bablinski, the shortstop. Michael hitting 6th today. Michael Oles, the center fielder, batting 7th. Wilhelm is batting 8th. Cameron, the third baseman, and Zach West, the second baseman, hitting 9th for this Winsted team. Winsted out of zone 1, Niantic out of zone 6, and the pitch down low, ball 4. Tancredi, he walks to start the ball game, and it brings up Noah McDonald to face Mitzlewski. Matt Malcolm behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes defensively for Niantic. Trevor Delasternia, the first baseman. Ryan Kane down at second base defensively. Chris Malcolm, the shortstop. And at the bag at third is John Bolaka. Left fielder Matt Abbey, center fielder Tom Mason, and Rob Fusari, the right fielder. So at the plate, McDonald. A long wait there by Mitzlewski on the mound. The bunt, third base side, it's a good one, right along the grass. And the throw to the bag at first by Bolaka for the out. So they get McDonald, but he advances Tancredi to the bag at second. They have a runner in scoring position with Riola stepping up to the plate. Riola, the first baseman, swings from the left side. The outfield playing just about straight away. 380 to center field here at East Lyme High School. 323 down the line and left. 307, a shorter porch down that right field line. One on. At the bag at second here in the top of 1, and the pitch in for the strike to Riola. Grantmeyer in the on-deck circle. Zalewski with a long look in. Short lead away by Tancredi at second. Is a little check swing roller down to the first baseman. And Delasternia will win the race to the bag. And Riola is retired, 3 unassisted. Taking third on the ground ball out is Tancredi. So now you have 2 down. Runner at the bag at third. Grantmeyer, the catcher, cleanup hitter in the lineup. Mitzlewski checks the runner at the bag at third, into the windup, and the pitch. That's over there for the strike call. We're perched just behind the first base bag here. Nice vantage point for this game in a loser's bracket. Pitch to the plate, down to the dirt, swing and a miss by Grantmeyer. A stop behind the plate by Matt Malcolm with Tancredi at the bag at third. So the count goes 0-2 with 2 down. Mitzlewski walked the leadoff batter. Tancredi was pushed along in a sacrifice bunt, took third on a ground ball out, and that fouled out the batter. Kevin Sullivan in the on-deck circle. Some clouds up above, temperature, a humid one, 82 degrees or so. A lot of folks love this type of weather. Some parts of the country, record-setting temperatures in the 118 mark. There's a ball sailing over the head of the catcher, Malcolm, and scoring is Tancredi on a wild pitch. Mysluski threw it high, and a wild pitch will bring home a run, and Winsted is on top quickly. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a tough break there for Mysluski. You know, we mentioned it's hot and humid today. Might be difficult to get a grip on that baseball as Mysluski looking in for the sign. Grantmeyer now with the bases clear. And he went around and he strikes out. Grantmeyer goes down swinging. Mysluski with his first strikeout. The walk hurt, and that wild pitch certainly did too. We've played a half, and your score, Winsted 1. Niantic coming to the plate right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
President Roosevelt signs Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
The American...
All right, welcome right back here to East Lyme High School, the home of Niantic, American Legion baseball here in the beautiful state of Connecticut. You know, there's 8 teams that haven't lost here in playoff play. Guilford, a surprise, 3-0. Cheshire, 2-0. Oakville, Southington, West Hartford, Ellington, Tri-Town, Bristol. None of those teams have lost. Could be very significant. Game scheduled to be played tomorrow, and all the teams competing in losers bracket matchups today will need to win 2 tomorrow if they want to move on to the Super Regional. Now, if Mother Nature has her way tomorrow, we understand some of the games could be postponed or canceled, and if that happens, they may send the 8 undefeated teams to the Super Regional. So that could be interesting to see how all that works out. So that would put Guilford, Cheshire, Oakville, Southington, West Hartford, Ellington, Tri-County, Bristol in to their respective Super Regionals in Bristol and in Meriden. Going through his warm-ups is Tancredi. Tancredi, he walked to start the ball game, eventually came around to score. As he goes through his warm-ups out on the mound. Tancredi, attending Eastern Connecticut State University. Niantic, a zone champion, trying to survive here today. Mason to lead it off, and the first pitch is low and away. There's quite a battle during the regular season in Zone 6. Niantic the winner, 20-7 record. They were tied with Willimantic, their tiebreaker, probably head-to-head. Waterford off to a good start. They faltered a bit down the stretch, 19-8. So you got Tommy Mason leading it off. Chris Malcolm, the shortstop, to bat second. Then Matt Malcolm, the catcher, hitting third against Tancredi. There's a ground ball hit down to the second baseman. And Zach West onto the bag at first. And Mason retired 4-3 if you like to score at home. And you have one down. So 1 out. Malcolm to the plate. Rounding out the rest of that batting order, the cleanup hitter today, the left fielder Matt Abbey. Mislewski, the pitcher. He'll try to help his own cause. Number 5 in the batting order. That's off the foot of Malcolm. He'll hop around a little. Trevor Delasternia, the first baseman, is hitting 6th. Ryan Kane, the second baseman, will bat 7th. Palaka, the third baseman, hitting 8th, and Rob Fusari, the right fielder, hitting 9th today. Tancredi into the windup, and the pitch down in the dirt. So the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll try to update you on scores around American Legion baseball today. Berlin a winner earlier. They beat Moosup at Sage Park by the score of 3-2. There's a bounding ball down to the shortstop, fielded by Babluski, and onto the bag at first, or Bablinski rather, and he'll have 2 down. Here comes Matt Malcolm to the plate, the catcher, number 3 hitter in the lineup for Niantic. Outfield playing just about straight away. Kevin Sullivan in left, Michael Oles in center, and Noah McDonald, the right fielder defensively. And there's a swing and a miss by Malcolm. Middle infielders, Bablinski and West, you met those both. They each have an assist here in the inning. Wilhelm playing the bag at third, Riola at first. And Grantmeyer behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes from Tancredi. That ball hit high up into the air. Left fielder giving it a chase at Sullivan, and it's going to drift into foul territory. That was over the fence, but it was just turning foul. Sullivan gave it a good effort there, but he wasn't going to get it anyhow, obviously. And for a moment, Malcolm thought he had a blast some 323 feet away down that left field line. But when it left the bat, you could just see it twisting. And he'll try to straighten one out here. Tancredi left that up in the strike zone. 0-2 you count. 2 out, bases empty. The pitch, and that one skied high up into the air to the left fielder. Sullivan floating into foul play and dives after the baseball. Just couldn't come up with it, and quite an effort by Kevin Sullivan. But Matt Malcolm will get another shot at it here with the count 0-2. So Malcolm looks as though obviously he has some pretty good power at the plate. It was a towering fly ball and allowed Sullivan to get close to it. Sullivan playing straight away. I might move over a couple of steps towards that foul line if I'm Kevin Sullivan. Tancredi, glove over the head. The offering missed outside. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Down low, count goes 2-2. I think after those 2 foul balls were jacked a long way by Matt Malcolm, Tancredi trying to stay away from him. Here in the bottom of the first inning. Tancredi into the windup. Dribbled off the foot of the batter. It's the 3rd time already we've seen a batter hit with a batted ball off a foot. Nice crowd here for this 7 o'clock game. The lights will come on in a bit. Outfield remains straight away. Middle infielder's back. As we bring you the GoPro view and the pitch. Curveball, and that may have hit him. Indeed it did. And down to the bag at first goes Malcolm. So hit by pitch. Down the first brings up Matt Abbey, the left fielder. So let's see how the aggressive Niantic will be with 2 out and Malcolm at the bag at first. Leans away. Riola trying to hold him tight. First pitch is over for the strike. Vinny Tancredi, long look. Runner does go. Ball batted foul. Count goes to 0-2. So they were sending Matt Malcolm. He was off with the pitch. A little hit and run going on there. Abbey, the left fielder, shakes the bat. Count 0-2 with 2 down. When it goes, pitch up high off the glove of the catcher, Grantmeyer, and down in the second base goes Malcolm. Looks as though Tancredi wanted to go high with the pitch and give his catcher, Grantmeyer, perhaps a chance to gun down Malcolm. Broke off his glove. I believe they'll give him a stolen base on that. So Abbey now has a runner in scoring position. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch popped up in the infield. This should do it. Tancredi is on, and that will do it in the inning. So for Niantic, you had a hit batter, Matt Malcolm. He took second on a stolen base, stranded there. We played 1, and it is 1-0. Winsted on top.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American
Thank
Legion.
you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
President Roosevelt signed.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American
Thank
Legion.
you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
All right, welcome right back here to East Lyme High School, the home of Niantic American Legion Baseball. Winstead coming to the plate for the second time. Here in the top of inning number 2 with a 1-0 lead. Back in the first, if you're just tuning in, Tancredi walked. He was pushed along on a sacrifice bunt and then took third on the ground ball out. Scored on a wild pitch. So without the benefit of a base hit, Winstead has a lead in this losers bracket game. Couple of games are in the book. Berlin a winner over Moosup, and it was Naugatuck in mercy rule fashion, pounding Brantford by the score of 10-0. This is Sullivan at the plate. Pitching there for the strike. Sullivan leading it off here. 1 ball, 1 strike the count, and the pitch, swing and a miss. And he tagged him. That was actually 0-2, so excuse me. So the out is made, and you have 1 down. On the strikeout. So Sullivan goes down. Brings up Bablinski. Michael is shortstop today. And pitch down low. Kozlowski shakes off the side from the catcher, Matt Malcolm. He's into the windup and the pitch, and that missed a little high. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Top of 2, bases clear with 1 out. That's ball 3. So 3-0 the count. Outfield straight away. Tommy Mason, the center fielder. He's not playing all that deep. Abby, the left fielder, straight away. And that pitch inside, and it hit Bablinski, and he's down to the bag at first. So each team has hit a batter. So 1 out runner. And Michael Oles, the center fielder, coming to the plate now for Winsted. So the scores will start to come in from around the state of Connecticut as the teams are falling to the wayside. 8 will be eliminated today. 8 will move on and hope to play tomorrow for a team that's waiting in the winner's bracket. They'll have to win twice tomorrow, all the teams that play today, and that is very taxing on your pitching staff. The lefty at the plate, Michael Oles, the center fielder. He takes strike 1. Badlowski working deliberately, holds that ball behind his back, checks a runner at the bag at first. Bablinski looks like he wants to go. Here comes the pitch, and that ball hit high in the air to the left fielder. Abbey going back will circle underneath it. He'll make the catch for the out, and scrambling back to the bag at first is Bablinski. So you got 2 down. And it brings up the number 8 hitter in the lineup for Winsted. That is Cam Wilhelm, the third baseman. So Wilhelm up for the first time. Maslewski again checks a runner at the bag at first. He was hit by pitch, was Bablinski. That pitch filed straight back, and the count quickly goes, no balls and 1 strike. Maslewski trying to get ahead of these hitters. He's only allowed 2 base runners, a walk and a hit batter. Outfield remains straight away. Middle infielders relaxed. They're back with 2 out and a runner on first. Palaka playing behind the bag at third. The pitch curveball, and that missed down low. Count now at 1 ball, 1 strike with a runner on the bag at first. Lights are on now here at East Lyme High School. Pitch missed inside. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Wilhelm trying to extend the inning here for Winsted. Liam Maslewski. Curveball. Dropped it in for the strike. Pretty pitch. And the count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes, so Wilhelm. Maslewski with a couple of strikeouts already, had 1 in the first. Got Sullivan to start the second inning here. Zach West in the on-deck circle. Bablinski with a short lead away from the bag at first. Elisternia trying to hold him tight there. That pitch is over for the strike. So I believe the count 3-2. Maslewski awaits. The pitch with the runner going is down low, ball 4. So now you got runners at first and second with 2 down. And Zach West, the second baseman, number 9 hitter in the lineup, trying to do some damage with 2 down here. Liam Maslewski will check the runner at the bag at second. Here comes the offering. That missed high and outside, ball 1. Top of the order in Tancredi awaiting on deck. He's trying to help his own cause. Pitch up high. They've gun the throw down. Malcolm's throw scoots in the center field. Tommy Mason will back it up. So the pitch was very high. Scrambling back was Bablinski. And I'll tell you what, Matt Malcolm's got a pretty good arm. And they want to come out and have a quick chat here with Maslewski as he quickly falls behind 2 balls and no strikes against the number 9 hitter, Zach West. Nice to have you with us on SportingNewsCT.com. Matt Malcolm behind the plate. Delasternia plays the bag at first offensively for Niantic. It's Ryan Kane down at the bag at second, and Chris Malcolm, the shortstop. John Polacca at the bag at third. Matt Abbey playing left field. Center fielders Tommy Mason and Rob Fusari. Man's right field. Conversations come to a close. Grant Livingston is the head coach in his 5th year of Niantic. Robert Kane, one of the assistant coaches, along with Danny Egan. Kane was coaching in the Waterford program when they had a lights-out team back in 2008, you might remember. Won a state championship. That pitch in for the strike. So the count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. Mysluski. Into the catcher's mitt for the strike call, and the count now level at 2-2. From the stretch, Mysluski will step off. Now he'll settle back on the rubber. Left-handed hitter. Zach West trying to deliver here with 2 down and 2 on. Mysluski will deal. And that's a strike 3 call, and that will end the inning. Well, they'll leave 2 on. A hit batter and a walk. Niantic will come up empty. I should say Winsted will come up empty in the top of 2 as Mysluski picks up his 3rd strikeout. We'll be back with the bottom of inning number 2 right here on SportingNewsCT.com after these important messages.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America.
All right, we're right back here at East Lyme High School as we move on to the bottom of inning number 2. Tancredi still working at that 1-run lead. Liam Mysluski, the pitcher today for Niantic, is at the plate, and he fouls off the first pitch. Count 0-1. Tancredi waiting for the ball to be retrieved. That was hit foul down the third base side, and it is. Joel Greenmeyer behind the plate for Winsted. Rayola, the first baseman, playing well behind the bag for Mysluski will take the strike and the count quickly 0-2. So Naugatuck eliminates Brantford today. Berlin eliminating Musa. We'll get reports on other games as a swing and a miss. The ball was dropped by the catcher, but Grantmeyer found the throwing angle, and that's the first strikeout for Tancredi, and you have 1 down. Delasternia stepping up to the plate. Trevor, the first baseman, hitting from the left side. Tancredi's pitch to the plate. Ball well struck, high up into the air, and coming on the center fielder, and it's going to be caught by Mike Oles for the out. When I left the bat from this vantage point here, thought it was going to go a little bit deeper, but the air is very, very thick tonight. You really got to cloud it to get it out of here. Ryan Kane, the second baseman, up with the bases empty. And 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 2. Kane looking eager from the right side, and pitch is over for the strike call. Pretty pitch. Count now 0-1. Bottom of the second inning here at East Lyme. That ball struck and caught by the patiently waiting shortstop, Bablinski, as he just floated on back to make the play on the soft little liner, and that will do it. All right, we'll be back. 1, 2, 3 goes Winsted, I should say Niantic, and we'll be back with more right here on SportingNewsCT.com. 1-0 your score as we move on to the top of inning number 3.
President Roosevelt signs Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American
Thank
Legion.
you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
All right, welcome right back. And the youngster on the mound, Liam Mislewski, graduated from Xavier High School in 2018. Out there in the mound for Winsted in that red pinstripe top. A little black and white trim on the shoulder and down the side of the jersey. A little red pinstripe. A little piping on those white pants they wear. Winsted coming to the plate in their blue tops. Winsted written in red with the white trim. Gray pants. And to the plate, the top of the order, in Vinny Tancredi, who wears those pants up high. Old-time looking baseball player out there. Thus far, Gritty through 2 innings out on the mound. At the plate, he walked and scored back in the first. Second time through now for the Winsted batting order. You got McDonald and Riola to follow. Pitching there for the strike. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes. A pitch hit high in the air. Shortstop out to the outfield grass, and making the play is Chris Malcolm. So Tancredi is retired on a little shallow fly ball at a shortstop, and that will take care of 1 and brings up Noah McDonald with 1 out and nobody on base. McDonald laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt his first time, so his first official plate appearance here for Winsted. And he'll take ball 1. Mislewski working quickly. The pitch fouled straight back. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. The Xavier grads pitch to the plate, foul back. McDonald got a good hack at that one. A number 2 hitter in the lineup for Winsted. Both teams with just a couple of substitutes in their dugout. I was talking to Grant Livingston. He says, you know what, my pitching staff is pretty much depleted. I got to work wonders here. Pitch up high, ducking out of the way was McDonald. Got the count, I believe, at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mislewski looking in for the sign, ready to deal it, and the offering. And that may have glanced off the batter, and down the first goes Noah McDonald. So Mysluski hits his second batter of the game. He's walked one. All three base runners for Winsted have reached via either walk or hit by pitch. So Riola, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, he's a lefty, playing first base, grounded out to the first baseman, Nelasternia, his first time. Nelasternia trying to hold the runner tight to the bag. Makes a fielding play for the first baseman, a little more difficult as he has to get back into position after holding the runner. And guarding the line a little bit there. First pitch is ball 1. Grant Meyer, the cleanup hitter in the on-deck circle. Mysluski missed the mark, and the count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Matt Malcolm behind the plate, wants a pitch to the inside part of the plate, got it there, tried to frame it, and got the influential strike call. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Abbey, the left fielder, floating around. And now he settles in. Mysluski will work with a slide step. And the pitch. And he got it over for the strike. That will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Riola. Winsted in the red uniform, I should say blue uniforms with the red numerals. And Liam's pitch down low. Count goes full at 3-2. So full count. McDonald at the bag at first, will lean away. 3 steps away, maybe 3.5. Mysluski's pitch down low, ball 4. Second walk he's issued in the ball game. Now you got 2 on for the second consecutive inning. In the same scenario, hit batter and a walk. And there'll be a conversation again on the mound. It looks like Grant Livingston's going to come out and have a chat with him. Grant in his 5th year as the head coach. Is that Grant? I got to wait for him to turn around. If you're just tuning in, nice to have you with us. Vinny Tancredi, the starting pitcher today for Winsted, started the ball game with a leadoff walk, took second on a sacrifice bunt, eventually scored from third on a wild pitch. That's the only run of the game thus far. Matter of fact, Mysluski has not allowed a base hit, but he's hit 2 and he's walked 2. Niantic without a base hit through 2 innings of work. All right, conversation is over. Mysluski from the stretch again. Went with the kick and got the pitch in for the strike. Maybe that's what the conversation was about. Let's see if he kicks again. Runners at first and second. He'll kick and deal. And got the strike call. He might be much more comfortable working this way. Malcolm to set the target. Count 0-2. With 1 out in the pitch. Miss. They snap and throw down to the bag at second. Oh, just getting the foot back in time was McDonald. If Kane could have got that glove down just a little quicker, the throw was just a tad high. They had him. They had him right there. Had a great angle on that from here. That was very, very close. Got to be impressed with the arm of Matt Malcolm, the catcher for this Niantic team. Pitch popped up. Infield grounds, infield fly rule in effect. So the shortstop, Chris Malcolm over, he'll make the catch. And now you have 2 down with 2 on. That's a big out for Mysluski. And here comes Kevin Sullivan, I should say. Yeah, Kevin Sullivan to the plate. He wears number 33, a little bit of an optical illusion. He wears 33 coming to the plate, and Joel Grantmeyer was slowly walking back to the dugout after the pop-up, and he wears number 3. Sullivan struck out his first time, swings at the first pitch, and fouls it back over the backstop. Beautiful facility up here at East Lyme High School. You got the football field directly behind us, being utilized by some girls lacrosse players, and some other folks working out. Some football players look like they were out there doing some sprints at pitch down low. Another throw down in the bag. It's going to scoot through Malcolm. Just a bit of a bluff there down at second by Noah McDonald. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Mysluski back on the rubber. Runners will leave for the bags at first and second, McDonald and Riola. Pitch inside, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, the Super Regional will be played this weekend. Looking forward to that. That pitch missed inside for a ball. Count at 3 balls and 1 strike. With 2 down, Mysluski's pitch. That's going to be fisted foul up towards us. Count goes full at 3-2. Well, the runner should be off with the pitch. McDonald at second, Riola at the bag at first. They'll take a sizable lead. Mysluski concentrating on the hitter, Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan has fouled off a couple of pitches, and the pitch, that ball hit on the ground down to the second baseman. Kane will scoop, and on the first, Elasternia makes the catch there, and Sullivan retired 4-3. So the walk and hit batter, it doesn't hurt all that bad. Winsted is now stranded 4 without the benefit of a base hit. As we move on to the bottom of the 3rd inning, your score through 2.5. Winsted 1, Niantic nothing, right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com.
I play soccer now for both my school and for my NEU Premier team. It lets me clear my head. Most people, they'll go and lift weights or they'll read a book or they'll have even a stress ball. Soccer is definitely my stress relief. It can calm me down. It lets me work out everything that I have. It lets me have that free time to just think, process, focus on something else if I need it.
All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all into the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Niantic trying to get something going here offensively. Balaka to the plate, and he's going to hit one out to the rolling left fielder Kevin Sullivan, who makes a nice catch. He got a good jump on it, and Balaka is retired, maybe robbed of a base hit. Sullivan going quite a distance to get that, coming towards the infield, and the good jump certainly paid dividends. So you have 1 down quickly on a pitch. That's 7 in a row. I should say, I'm going to correct myself, 5 in a row retired now by Tancredi. Vinny's pitch to the plate to the left-handed hitting number 9 hitter. That's Rob Fasari. Fasari, the right fielder, trying to ignite some offense from that 9 hole. Hits the ball way up into the air. Sullivan will drift on in, and this is a much easier catch this time around, and quickly you have 2 down. And Vinny Tancredi really settling down. He's only allowed 1 base runner, the hit batter, Malcolm, back in the first. So here's the top of the order, and Tommy Mason to the plate, grounded out 4-3. His first plate appearance did the center fielder. Pitch to Mason. Tommy Mason, 5'9", 197, will graduate from East Lyme High School in 2019. They've won a couple of state championships, East Lyme has. Always putting together a very competitive high school team. Count quickly is 0-2. That pitch may have glanced him. That's going to put a runner down the bag at first. So the 0-2 pitch hits Tommy Mason. So each pitcher now has hit 2 batters. And it brings up Chris Malcolm. These 2 teams went to extra innings in game 1 on Saturday of this pod matchup, and Winsted from behind with the win. Here's Chris Malcolm. Christopher grounded out 6-3, his first plate appearance. So with 2 down, there's a runner at the bag at first. Tancredi looking in for the side. Nods to head and deals. That ball well struck, but a good jump again by Kevin Sullivan as he's roaming left field efficiently here tonight, and Chris Malcolm is retired on a liner to the left fielder. All right, that's going to do it for the bottom of 3. We'll be back with the top of inning number 4 right after this.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
All right, welcome right back. It just dawned on me as we move into the top of inning number 4. We have not had a base hit in the ball game. A couple of base runners for Niantic, both reaching hit by pitch. And on the flip side for Winsted, they had a runner in the first that eventually scored when Tancredi walked, scored on a wild pitch. They've had a total of 5 runners reach, 3 via walk and 2 via hit batter. So it's really been a strange one as Midlewski and Tancredi going toe-to-toe here in the pitches duel despite a little hiccup here and there. So it's been interesting. This is Bablinski to the plate. He was hit by a pitch back in the second inning, and he'll lead things off here. And the first pitch is over for the strike call. Losers bracket matchup, must win. There goes the 1 ball and 1 strike. Midlewski's starting to loosen up now. He's working much quicker than he did in the first. Midlewski able to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bablinski. Count goes full, 3-2. Well, in the first, when Liam walked Tancredi, it came back to bite him. As Tancredi found his way to third base on a sacrifice bunt, and a ground ball out. That ball struck right at the left fielder, Matt Abbey. Left fielders have been busy today, and Bablinski lines out. Of course, they're using wooden bats here in American Legion Baseball. So you got one down. Mike Oles at the plate. Had a fly ball out to left his first time. Matt Abbey to left fielder, Tommy Mason in center, Rob Fazzari. Fazzari in right field defensively. Middle infielders, Malcolm at shortstop and Kane at second. Delasternia, the first baseman, and Balaka at the bag at third. Matt Malcolm behind the plate. Count quickly 0-2. Liam Milewski looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the contest. 3 strikeouts along the way here today as we're in the 4th. Let's see what he does with the 0-2 count in his favor here. Milewski, leg kick, pitch, foul back. There was a little more sunshine up in the greater New Haven area as I made my trek north on 95. Ground ball hit down to the first baseman. Should be handled. Delasternia dropped it, picked it back up, wins the race. Oles retired 3 unassisted. And you have 2 down. So 2 out. And nobody on here in the 4th. Number 9 hitter Zach West, who struck out his first time, stepping up to the plate. So he's 0 for 1, top of the order, and Vinny Tancredi waits on deck. Milewski gets ahead of the hitter with a strike call. Starting to find his location now. Sky seemingly getting a little bit grayer up above. That pitch missed low and away. Well, it does get dark earlier now, doesn't it? I mean, summer is like about half over. Here comes the pitch. Down low. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. This is actually Cam Wilhelm to the plate. He walked his first time, so Wilhelm at the plate. And he'll take a strike. Count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Wilhelm. Number 8 hitter in the lineup. Milewski working quickly to him. And he got the strike 3 call. And that will end the inning. We're back with the bottom of the 4th, and Winsted continues to lead by the score of 1-0. Back with more right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
Well, you're watching American Legion Baseball as we continue with our coverage right here on SportingNewsCT.com. For over a decade now, I believe, we've been part of American Legion Baseball. Goes way back to my old buddy Bob Murdo coming up with the idea and approaching the state committee and becoming terrific friends with all the folks throughout American Legion baseball here in the state of Connecticut and beyond when we cover the New England regionals. Hopefully we'll do that again this year, although I have to make a trip to Atlanta personally for business, so we'll see how that works out. All right, we're back in the bottom of the fourth inning, and Matt Malcolm to the plate. Malcolm hit a long fly down that left field line. It cleared the fence, but unfortunately foul for Niantic fans in his first plate appearance. So Matt to the plate. Then you have Matt Abbey to follow, the left fielder, and Liam Mislewski, the pitcher, scheduled to hit third against Tancredi. Vinny's pitch, swing and a miss. Kept that low in the strike zone. Tell you one thing, Matt Malcolm will not be cheated at the plate. He will take his hacks at it. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0 your score. Lone run way back in the first. We're still looking for the game's first hit. Pitch down in the dirt, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Niantic has not had a leadoff base runner here in the contest. That ball hit on the ground, and here's your first hit of the ball game. Matt Malcolm with a leadoff single here in the fourth, and a little hope for Niantic. So they come up with their first hit. They have a base runner on with nobody out. Be interesting to see if they take the approach of small ball here with their cleanup hitter Matt Abbey stepping up to the plate. Abbey 0 for 1, popped up his first time. Tancredi now has to deal with a runner at first. And he'll get the swinging strike for strike 1. Nobody out, runner on. Things getting interesting here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 run, no hits, no errors for Winsted. For Niantic, no runs, 1 hit. They have not committed an error, although the wild pitch was certainly an error in the sense that it allowed the only run to score. That ball hit high up in the air towards the gap in right center field. That will fall in for a base hit and plenty more. Scooting around the bag at third is Malcolm. He's flying on home. He'll score easily. Thinking 3 with a relay throw offline, and that is an RBI triple by Matt Abbey. They go back to back with hits. The single by Malcolm, and then Abbey with a run-scoring triple, and we have a brand new game. We're tied at 1. That was just well struck to the gap, and it just kind of rolled out there. The outfield grass looks a little bit like the British Open fairways. Brown in some spots, cut short, and that ball rolled quickly between the right fielder, McDonald, and Oles, the center fielder. So now there'll be a conversation. Tancredi, they want to make sure he's settled down. Potential go-ahead runner at the bag at third in the name of Matt Abbey here. 1-1 you score here in the fourth. 1 run and 2 hits. The line total for Niantic now. This is Mislewski trying to help his own cause. Mislewski. At the plate and the pitch. He's a starting pitcher for Niantic. No advance of the pitch down in the dirt. Liam struck out his first time. Vinny Tancredi going to Eastern Connecticut, and the pitch bounded. Infield was in. Nice play by the shortstop, Bablinski, and he got it onto the bag at first, or Bablinski rather, and they get Mislewski. Nice play, drawn in infield, certainly paid dividends. No advance by Abbey from third. You have 1 cruiser out. You're at the bottom of the fourth inning. So Trevor Delasterni is stepping up to the plate. The left-handed hitting first baseman hit a fly ball out. Shallow center his first time. And he'll drive that one on a line in the left field. Third hit of the inning and a run will score. Crossing the plate is Matt Abbey. Delasternia with an RBI base hit. And Niantic with their first lead of the ball game. They're finally getting to Vinny Tancredi here in the fourth, and brings up Ryan Kane. Hitting can be contagious. They've got 3 in the inning now. 2 singles and a run-scoring triple. First pitch was ball 1. Tancredi checks a runner at the bag at first. Slide step, ground ball hit to the third baseman. Wilhelm will throw to second. That's the only out they're going to get. Kind of stumbled just a tad trying to field that ball. Wanted to make sure he had it. Didn't want to throw it away. So Kane will reach on a fielder's choice as Delasternia is retired. 5-4 for the inning's second out. Johnny Balaka to the plate. 0 for 1 with a fly out to the left fielder, Kevin Sullivan. Olds in center, McDonald the right fielder for Winsted. Niantic leads at 2-1 here in the fourth. Pitch broke away from the catcher, but not too far. Grant Meyer was all over that. Count goes 1 ball and no strikes. Tancredi looking patient. Might be a little bit flustered after giving up a couple of runs on 3 hits here in the inning. A big hit, that run-producing triple. Runner goes. Pitch fouled off at the plate. So Kane will come on back. They had him going. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Out of town, Berlin victorious today, beating Musa by the score of 3-2, and boy, a big win for Naugatuck as they mercy rule Brantford 10-0 today. There's a swing and a miss. Ball was actually maybe foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Broke free. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes as we're perched behind the first base bag enjoying the action tonight. Special thanks to my partner Steve Riley. He was at that Naugatuck game. There's a swing and a miss and the strikeout of Bolaka. So Tancredi, they get to him. Leadoff single by Malcolm, the RBI triple by Abbey, and then the RBI single by Trevor Delasternia, and that spells 3 on the board for Niantic. On to the 5th we go. Niantic with the lead at 2-1.
President Roosevelt signs Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
All right, welcome right back here to beautiful East Lyme High School as we settle in for the top of the 5th inning, and leading things off, it will be Zach West. West 0 for 1 with a strikeout. For the first time, Liam Maslewski working with a lead in this game. Pitch over for the strike, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Got him 1-2-3 in the 4th, did Maslewski. So Liam's pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. And the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's retired the last 5 batters he's faced, and that missed outside, but not by much. Good eye shown by Zach West. Outfield straight away behind the Niantic pitcher. Swing and a miss, and he got him for the 2nd time. Well, the strikeout total's starting to mount there for Maslewski. Got a total of 4 in the ball game. So they have 1 out. Nobody on here in the 5th, top of the order. And Tancredi trying to help his own cause. He has scored his team's only run. Back in the 1st, he walked, made his way around the base paths, eventually scoring on a wild pitch. The only run put up by Winsted here today. And a pitch up high. Went to the backstop. That was similar to the wild pitch. The count 1 ball, 1 strike to Vinny. Noah McDonald in the on-deck circle. 7-inning ball game here tonight. We're in the 5th. That ball hit on a hop and off the glove of Chris Malcolm, and safe at first is Tancredi. That'll be E6. Looked like he had it all the way. Did Chris Malcolm? He just took his eye off it, and that's the first error of the contest. So with 1 out, Winsted with a chance here. I believe it was an error that kind of opened things up and gave Winsted a chance in their come from behind win back on Saturday in tournament play. Noah McDonald has been hit by a pitch and laid down a sacrifice bunt. Count 0-1. Maslewski's offering to the plate, up high. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner on at first. 1 down here in the 5th inning. Maslewski's pitch drops in the curveball. Pretty pitch. It might have been his finest curveball of the game. Outfield just about straight away. That's Abbey, Mason, and Fusari. Not many changes for both these teams. And there's a swing and a miss, and the strikeout of McDonald. Turned one away from the right-handed hitter. And that is the 5th strikeout of the game now for Maslewski, and it brings up the number 3 hitter, Jason Riola. 2 down, runner at first. Tancredi reaching on an error. Let's see if they'll send him with Riola at the plate, try to get him in a scoring position down by a run. We can take a look at Riola. Looks like he has some decent power for Winsted. Riola graduated from Northwest Regional 2018. Soft toss to the bag at first, runner on back. A couple of players making up Winsted from Northwest Regional, the Gilbert School, Eastern Connecticut State University, Housatonic Valley, Post University, Northwestern, all being represented on this Winsted team. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Maslewski's pitch to the plate, and that is going to hit the batter. So the 3rd time he's hit a batter, and that is going to put Tancredi in the scoring position at the bag at 2nd. With the cleanup hitter Joel Grantmeyer coming to the plate. Now, Grantmeyer today is 0 for 2. Grantmeyer will graduate from Northwest Regional in 2019. So he's a senior. And he takes ball 1. Two out and 2 on here in the top of the 5th inning. Winsted threatening to get back into this game, trailing 2-1. They had a 1-0 lead until the bottom of the 4th. Niantic finally struck for 2 runs on 3 hits, and they lead it. Winsted 1 run, no hits, no errors. Niantic 2 runs on 3 hits and just 1 error. Pitch down low for a ball. And the count goes 3 balls and no strikes. Maluski looking in for the sign, the right-hander. He's hit 3 batters. He's walked 3 today, and the pitch is over for the strike call. He does have a strikeout pitch in his back pocket. He has 5 strikeouts today. He's actually walked 3, hit 3. Swing and a miss. And the count goes full at 3-2. There's a big, hefty swing by Grantmeyer. Well, the runners are going to lead from the bags. 3-2 count, 2 down, 2 on. They'll be off with the pitch, and there they go. Pitch fouled straight back. Count remains full at 3-2. Pretty good battle between these two right now. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 on. 1-run game here in the 5th. Maluski will turn and throws down to the second baseman. Ball breaks off of Kane's glove, but no harm done. Long look in. Grantmeyer waiting patiently for Winsted at the plate, and the 3-2 pitch. Late swing, he struck him out. 6th strikeout of the ball game. And boy, that coming at an opportune time for Liam Maluski as he strikes out Grantmeyer with 2 on. We're back with the bottom of the 5th, and Niantic continues the lead by the score of 2-1 right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Stay with us.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people, but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself. You're able to grow in so many ways. Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus. That's definitely a plus, I'm not gonna lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment. My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
As you've seen from our public service announcements are based upon American Legion, and all they do not only for the high school baseball player and college baseball player out there, but of course for so many other folks, helping not only the student athletes but the community likewise. Join your local American Legion, support your local American Legion, and support American Legion baseball. Come on out and enjoy. Got championship weekend coming up in Meredith a couple of weekends from now as we move on here to the bottom of inning number 5. Niantic, who scored 2 in the 4th, trying to add to their 2-1 lead. This is Vasari leading things off. Made a fly ball out his first time, and he'll spoil that pitch off. Knocked it foul. Count quickly goes to two strikes. No balls and 2 strikes. Here on the bottom of the 5th inning. Tancredi's pitch, a little high. Count now at 1-2. Outfield straight away. Sullivan in left. He's made a fine catch tonight. There's a swing and a miss. And the strikeout, and we got 1 down. A little late on the swing for Fusari. He strikes out for the first time. For Tancredi, that's his 3rd strikeout for Vinny Tancredi. He had 1 in the 2nd, struck out a batter in the 4th, comes up with a strikeout here in the 5th inning. That brings up the top of the order and Tommy Mason. Mason today's been hit by a pitch and he's grounded out 4-3. He'll take ball 1. Tancredi's offering. And that's going to be strike 1, letter high, fastball. One ball, 1 strike, the count with 1 down, nobody on. In the 5th, that ball hit down to the second baseman. West will field it cleanly, and on the 1st to Riola for the out, and Tommy Mason retired. That's 4-3. Second time he's grounded out to the second baseman here tonight. So they got 2 down, bases empty. And Chris Malcolm stepping in, 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out, hit a fly ball to the center fielder, Michael Oles. Tancredi's pitch. Fastball missed inside. Lights are starting to do their work here at East Lyme High School. That's a strike call, and the count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking ahead to the 6th inning, Sullivan, Bablinski, and Oles, a scheduled hitter for Winsted, as they're starting to run out of outs. They got 6 offensive outs left. There's a ground ball to a shortstop, and Bablinski just struggled to find his footing after making the play. And now you have a 2-out base runner. So he never threw the ball. I guess you're going to have to give him an error on that. I know I'm a tough scorer, but if he'd had his feet planted cleanly underneath, right now Tancredi would be in the dugout. The runner goes, and the throw right on target by Grantmeyer, and he guns down Chris Malcolm trying to steal, and that will end the inning. Beautiful throw by Joel Grantmeyer. Inning comes to a quick close. We're back with the top of the 6th right after this. Stay with us on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized.
All right, welcome right back as we move on to the top of inning number 6. And most certainly, it's becoming crucial now if Winstead season wants to stay alive. They need at least one run. This is Kevin Sullivan leading it off. He's 0 for 2. Naluski still working out there in the hill to the 6th. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Winstead still looking for their first base hit. They've had plenty of base runners, however. Three hit batters, 3 walks issued, 6 strikeouts from Mysluski. So Mysluski's having a very interesting day. That pitch just a tad low. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Kevin Sullivan. The pitch to Sullivan, and that's ball 4. So it was actually 3-1. So Sullivan with a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. Back in the first, that's how they scored a run. They got the leadoff guy on. They pushed him around the base path on a ground ball out and a sacrifice bunt. Not in that order, by the way. And then a wild pitch produced the only run for Winstead back in the first inning. Niantic came back and collected their first 3 hits of the ball game in the 4th inning. You had the single by Matt Malcolm, leadoff single, and then the RBI triple by Matt Abbey. He was delivered home on the run-scoring base hit by Trevor Della Sternia, and they lead it by the score of 2-1 now here in the 6th inning of a 7-inning ball game. Out of town, Hamden got beaten up today. They lost to Trumbull 13-0. Naugatuck, they pounded Brantford in mercy rule fashion by the score of 10-0. Berlin, they survive Moosup as they win at home at Sage Park by the score of 3-2. New pitcher is on, and we'll take a quick break. As he goes through his warm-ups, we'll let you know who that is on the other side. So stay with us on SportingNewsCT.com.
President Roosevelt signs Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure.
All right, going through his warm-ups, coming from third base, by the way, is John Balaka. So he'll pitch, and it looks like Mysluski has gone to play the bag at third, so straight change. So 5 complete of no-hit baseball for Liam Mysluski. He did walk 4 and hit 3, somehow survived all that, giving up just 1 run. That run actually scored on a wild pitch. So Balaka will face Bablinski. Michael 0 for 1, and he's been hit by a pitch today. They show bunt. Pitch was outside for a ball. The ball is squirted away from the catcher, Matt Malcolm, but he pounced on it quickly, so Sullivan really had no chance to try to advance. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Difficult for Balaka to come from the field and go out to the hill and then put on that thinking cap of pitching. That pitch will break away from Matt Malcolm, and into scoring position goes Sullivan. So now you got a runner at the bag at second. with nobody out here to count 2 balls and no strikes. You still try to lay down that sacrifice bunt with Bablinski at the plate, trying to move Sullivan just 90 feet away. You need one. He's going to bunt it, and he popped it up to the backstop. The count goes 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody out. In the top of the 6th inning, game-tying runner down at the bag at second. Michael Oles in the on-deck circle. Palaka with a long look in, checks the runner at second base. Ready to deal it. Here it comes, a bunt. Right back to the pitcher. Only play to go to the bag at first, and wheeling on over was Ryan Kane. So Bablinski does his job with a sacrifice bunt as he moves Sullivan to the bag at third, and he got 1 down. So now the potential game-tying run just 90 feet away. These 2 teams went to extra innings in their first encounter. That was back on Saturday, Winsted prevailing in game 1 of this double elimination tournament. So here's Oles. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. Palaka with the infield drawn in. Will throw a strike. Gets ahead of the hitter here. Oles today is 0 for 2. Each team has committed an error. Winsted still looking for their first base hit. They love it right now, but count quickly 0-2 on the strike call. Palaka, the right-hander's pitch. Put it down low. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good location right there. Made the batter think about it there a little bit. Outfield playing just about straight away in the pitch. Down low again. Count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Sullivan takes a lead in the foul territory from the bag at third. The pitch will break to the backstop. The run will come home. The throw not in time. And on a wild pitch, Winsted has scored another run. Both their runs have scored on a wild pitch here today. Count goes full 3-2. And Winsted has tied it at 2 apiece, 6th inning. Base is now empty. A leadoff walk. And it hurts again for this Niantic team. Zone champions dropping to the wayside. Only a couple remain unbeaten in tournament play around the state. And the 3-2 pitch knocked up in the air to the left fielder. It's going to be caught there by Matt Abbey for the out, and you have 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. A lazy fly ball out to the left fielder. Actually, that should be 2 outs indeed. Sacrifice bunt by Bablinski was the first out. This is Cam Wilhelm to the plate. Wilhelm has walked and struck out here today. Pitch down low. Palaka works extremely quickly. Came on in relief of Mysluski. That was a run charge to Mysluski there, by the way. Swing and a miss. That's down low. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Cam Wilhelm. And that's going to be a strike 3 call, and that will do it. Run up on the board without the benefit of a base hit for the 2nd time for Winsted here tonight. We're tied at 1 to the bottom of the 6th we go.
President Roosevelt signed Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American
Thank
Legion.
you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out more.
All right, right back here at East Lyme High School. You know, you take a look at what these two teams have done here in Pod B. Winsted and Niantic played on Saturday. Niantic winning by the score of 1-0. Winsted on Sunday able to eliminate South Windsor by a score of 5-3, while it was West Hartford over Niantic 6-4. And that's the reason why Winsted and Niantic are playing for the second time here in Pod B here today. I actually thought it was Winsted had won that first game between the two, but it was Niantic losing to the runner-up last year, to Stanford West Hartford. Ball hit into left field for a base hit. So Matt Malcolm leading things off here in the 6th inning, and that's a good start for this Niantic team. That's their 4th hit of the ball game. So they have a base runner. Tancredi continues to work here into the 6th inning. Matt Abbey is at the plate. Big hefty swing and a miss. Count quickly goes 0-1. Well, I'll tell you, well, it's the obvious. Niantic would love to play to run here, put a lot of pressure on that Winsted batting order, who's been held hitless today, yet they've scored 2 runs, a tie at 2. Matt Malcolm down the bag at first. Now 2 for 3. I should say 2 for 2 is hit by a pitch. This is Abbey. Pitch goes to the backstop, allowing Malcolm to get into scoring position. Matt Abbey had that run-scoring triple. That was back in the 2-run 4th inning when Niantic did all their damage. This is part of the batting order that got to Tancredi. So Abbey now looking at a 1-2 count. We'll chop that one foul, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here at the bottom of inning number 6. Tancredi with a long look in to set the target behind the plate is Joel Grantmeyer. Raiola playing behind the bag at first, leveled the bag at third is Wilhelm, and the pitch to the plate. Able to pull that bat back was Matt Abbey. And he almost went after that pitch. It missed outside. Tancredi again looking in. Outfielders straight away, center fielder. Holes a little deeper than the other two. That's the left fielder Sullivan and McDonald in right. Tancredi's going to take his time. Abbey will back out of the batter's box. That triple by Abbey back in the 4th inning found the gap in right center field and rolled all the way towards the warning track out there. Tancredi checks a runner. The pitch popped up behind home plate. Mask off. Is there room? No, there's not for Grant Meyer. Count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the 6th. Matt Abbey, the cleanup hitter, trying to ignite a big bottom of the 6th inning for Niantic. Malcolm leans away from the bag at second. Another pitch popped up off the hands. That's towards us here and onto the roof directly in front of our press box location. They've made us feel very comfortable here at East Lyme High School. We do appreciate all that. Everybody taking great care of us. General manager is Bob Banker. I think he's down to my left here. Indeed he is. Grant Livingston, the head coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Malcolm leans away from the bag at second. Swing and a miss. Ball dropped by Grant Meyer. First base vacant. He has to throw down. And he completes a strikeout of Matt Abbey. And you have 1 out and a runner in scoring position at second. So that's a huge, huge strikeout. After a pretty good at bat. Good battle there by Abbey. But Tancredi eventually gets the best of him. That's the 4th strikeout for Tancredi. And it brings up to the plate Liam Milewski. Milewski in the ball game is 0 for 2, trying to help his own cause here. He was the starting pitcher, although he's not the pitcher of record now. But he gave up both runs. He was charged with both runs. He combined with his pitching mate, the reliever, Polaka, to each allow a run to score on a wild pitch. They haven't given up a hit, however, to this Winsted team. They're in the field in those blue jersey tops, Niantic in the red. Pitch cut away, but no advance. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Vinny Tancredi checks a runner down at second. Here comes a pitch to the plate, and again that's fouled up. Trevor Delasterna, he's on deck. Delasterna today has an RBI base hit. As we mentioned, this is the part of the batting order that got to Tancredi back in the 4th. Now they're looking for a lead. And the pitch ground ball hit up the middle, fielded by the second baseman, scooped up by West. On the first ball will get away and go into the dugout and awarded second base. Milewski scoring will be Malcolm on the E4. Viola just couldn't scoop that up. And I'll tell you what, that is a tough break for the Winsted team. But the all-important run up on the board now for Niantic as they take a 3-2 lead. Second error in the ball game by Winsted. Their line scored 2 runs on no hits and 2 errors. Niantic 3 runs on 4 hits. They've committed 1 error. That pitch down low. Delasterna 1 for 2 today with the RBI base hit back in the 4th inning. He's got a runner at second. Runner goes, and that ball hit through the infield into right field. McDonald will field it. Coming on home with a throw being cut off. Here's Milewski and another run. The insurance run on the board for Niantic here is Delasterna coming up with his second RBI base hit of the ball game. That's the 5th hit overall for Niantic, and they lead it now by the score of 4-2. And they've come out to have a chat here with Tancredi. See how he's feeling. Obviously, working here into the 6th inning. Still have just 1 out. Runner at the bag at first now. And they're going to stick with Vinny. And coming up to the plate is Ryan Kane. Well, looking ahead, it'll be number 9 hitter Zach West scheduled to lead it off in the top of the order with Vinny Tancredi. Then Noah McDonald scheduled to face Balaka, as Balaka on in relief of the start of Mysluski here today. Well, a pair of runs in the 4th. They've added 2 more here in the 6th inning is Niantic. And the pitch to the plate. Fastball a little high. Count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Still just 1 away in the inning. Strike call. Count goes 1-1. One pitch is spoiled up, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Tancredi delivers. Ball hit high up into the night sky. Coming on the left fielder, Sullivan going out the shortstop. Bablinski, neither one can get it. It falls in for a base hit. Now you got runners at first and second with 1 down for Niantic. And just 1 out. That's their 6th hit of the ball game, all coming from the 4th inning on. They were held hitless by Tancredi through the first 3 innings. First pitch in there for the strike call. Balaka at the plate 0-2, batting in the number 8 spot. Ground ball. They'll get the out at the bag at 3rd on the force there. It wasn't hit hard enough to try to double up Balaka. So he'll reach on the fielder's choice. Delastrena is retired. There'll be 5 unassisted for the inning's 2nd out. Runners remain at the bags at 1st and 2nd with 2 down. Fusari up, number 9 guy. And right fielder, he's 0-2 with a strikeout. And he flies 1 to center field, and that will end the inning. We're back with the top of 7, and down to their final 3 outs is Winsted. Back with more right after this.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American
Thank
Legion.
you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America.
All right, welcome right back here to East Lyme High School as we move on to the top of inning number 7. Niantic trying to close the door here, and the first pitch to West has popped up and out of play to the third base side. Winsted down to their final 3 outs. 2 runs on no hits and 2 errors for Winsted. For Niantic, 4 runs on 6 hits. They've given an error, and that pitch twisting West out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. They need 2 to tie here in the top of the 7th inning at the top of the order awaiting. Swing and a miss, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. West, the second baseman, has struck out twice today. Total of 8 strikeouts by Niantic pitching between the start of Misluski, who will not be part of the decision here today, and Balaka, who could pick up the win in relief. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Balaka going right after the hitter here, not messing around, trying to tickle corners and alike. That's probably a good idea. And the pitch rolled to the shortstop, scooped and thrown on the run by Chris Malcolm. Went right by Balaka, who had played third base throughout most of the game and just couldn't get it from the top of the hill. And they're going to award him a base hit. That'll be an infield single, and that's the first hit of the game for Winsted. That is a tough break from the standpoint of the pitching staff trying to perhaps pitch a no-no in this contest. So the top of the order, Vinny Tancredi to the plate. That was a good effort by Chris Malcolm to try to get him. Count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Balaka is going to have to work a little harder now as he faces the top of the order here. Tancredi today has reached on an error. A little soft liner to the shortstop. And he walked and scored to start the ball game. Pitch gets away and runner not going. Matt Malcolm with a very good arm, and right there West, perhaps understanding that fact, didn't take off for the bag at second. Count at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Balaka's pitch to the plate, and that's chopped down to the second baseman. They get 1 out, and that's all they're going to get. Kane on to Malcolm. Tancredi hustling down the line, will reach on the field his choice. But they get the lead guy, and he got 1 out, and still runner just at the bag at first. But Noah McDonald's been hit by a pitch. He has struck out, laid down a sacrifice bunt. Number 2 hitter in the lineup. They got Jason Riola in the on-deck circle. Balaka's pitch, and he got it in there for the strike call. Winner of this game will play West Hartford tomorrow. I believe Niantic would be the home team if they hold on here tonight as the number 1 seed in the pod. Hearing the rumors, however, if it does rain tomorrow and games get rained out, the teams that are all 2-0 due to state rules will compete in the upcoming Super Regional. They would not try to make the games up, so it's kind of interesting to hear that. But obviously time constraints, trying to put this tournament together and getting it done is not easy. Balaka will check the runner at the bag at first. That's Tancredi. Ball will get away, and Tancredi will go to the bag at second. As the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Noah McDonald, the right fielder. Outfielders straight away. Mason can go get it in center. Abbey plays left field. Fasari, the right fielder. Pitch popped up again, out of play. Catcher with the mask off. No chance for Malcolm. It's beyond the backstop. Some folks enjoying the action beyond the left field fence out there towards the parking lot, including one of East Lyme's finest. Pitch up over the head of McDonald. The count goes full 3-2. Well, Winsted has found ways to score tonight, haven't they? Back in the first, after a leadoff walk. When I got the third base, Tancredi, a wild pitch. They scored a game-tying run on a wild pitch. That one hit right back to the pitcher, and Balaka that time fields it effectively and zings it on to the first baseman. Esternia, you got 2 down as Noah McDonald retired. 1-3, 2 out. Still have that runner down at the bag at second. It's all up to Jason Riola. He looks like if he gets a hold of one, he could really fly it somewhere. Grant Meyer in the on-deck circle. Riola, number 3 hitter in the lineup in the Winsted season, coming down to this at-bat. They're 1 out away from elimination. Niantic 1 out away from moving on. They'll need to win 2 tomorrow versus West Hartford. Will not be an easy task. They were the runner-up and went to the Northeast Regional a year ago, did West Hartford. Northeast Regional again to be held at Holy Cross, College of Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. Of course, the winner of that Northeast Regional will make their way to Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the batter, and the pitch, swing and a miss, and he strikes out, and that is going to do it. Niantic scores 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, and they eliminate Winsted by the score of 4-2. The winning pitcher will be John Balaka, and the losing pitcher will be Vinny Tancredi. Hitting stars today, they're in the middle of the batting order. For Niantic, as they scored 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed an error. For Winsted, 2 runs on just 1 hit today. And, well, they committed a couple of errors. Hitting stars, Matt Malcolm, as he went 2 for 3 with a run scored. Matt Abbey had an RBI triple. And, of course, Trevor Delasternia, let's see what he did. He had 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. So, Esternia perhaps the player of the game for his offensive effort here tonight. Niantic moves on. They will take on West Hartford. Thanks for tuning in to American Legion Baseball right here on SportingNewsCT.com. We hope you enjoyed. More baseball coming your way tomorrow.